Good evening, church. Welcome to your home for a dose of midweek encouragement here on our midweek update for September the 30th. Thanks for joining me. I have a couple of special guests this week, so let's jump right in and get to it. Just a few prayer requests. You'll see these on the screen. I can't certainly don't have time this evening to get through all of these individually, but please note all of those on the screen, and I'm sure there are others. Let me just give a few updates. Brother Dick continues to improve from his hip surgery. We're so thankful for this. He also asked me to pray for Richard. Richard needs our prayers, and just pray for Richard, that he would be encouraged this week. Also, continue to pray for Mary Lee Thompson. Miss Vicki James has been taking such good care of her, and she informed us to let us know that Miss Mary Lee is having some pain and some issues, and they're trying to sort out what that is after her knee replacement surgery. So pray for this and pray for Brother Al. Also, Ken Labai is now home, but he does need our prayers. Pray for healing. Pray for him to be able to rest well as he continues to deal with his ongoing heart issues. Also, John Wheeler continues to call and give updates on his COVID-19 situation. He is still testing positive for the virus. His symptoms aren't that bad, but his breathing is still not what it needs to be. So pray for his lungs to bounce back and for his strength to bounce back, and for him to be able to get COVID-free and not have to be under quarantine. We have so many others on the screen. Make sure you pray for these folks and for others that are being shared on our Facebook page. Budget update for September. Due to your faithful giving and God's faithful provision, we met budget this month, which is a wonderful blessing. We need to praise God for that, so make sure you do that before you go to bed tonight. We even had a sizable PRC, or principal reduction campaign gift, so we're going to be able to make a pretty big payment in September and knock a little bit more off of that debt, which is wonderful. Keep praying for wisdom for us as a staff and as a church as a whole, as we need to try to finish this year strong. I know it's hard to believe it's already almost October, but that is what we're facing: October, November, December, and then we're on to 2021. So let's finish this year strong. We finally hit the 160 mark in our morning worship. There's still room for you and your family, so come on back to church. We'll be there this Sunday, 10:30 a.m. We also had a new member join on Sunday, Mrs. Eva Cram, and we're thankful for her making this step of commitment. And we also I have meetings scheduled with some other first-time guests, and God has blessed us with new people during this COVID adventure, and so there's no reason to not grow and not keep moving forward. We're thankful for this. We need to thank God for these new folks that He sent our way, and thank God for His financial provision for us through this difficult and really weird time. Here's some building updates, folks. Here's a few pictures of what Rod Sperlin's been working on. He is doing a great job trying to work on our grounds and also some other projects that we want to try to get finished before we're back in the sanctuary. He painted the balcony back wall, the stairwell leading up on both sides to the balcony, and he also installed some new lights that Brother Shawn picked out, and they look great. He put 3 new coats of paint on our sanctuary drive-through ceiling, so the drive-through in the welcome area for our main entrance to the sanctuary looks brand new. We're currently also working on some improvements so that when we come back to church, when we come forward to church, we'll be ready to receive all of you and also receive some first-time guests and new attenders. So pray for us as we try to get some of these projects knocked out. Especially excited about an announcement Brother Shawn is going to share with you in just a moment about our audio and video project.
Good evening, everybody. I am excited because I have a couple of announcements that I want to share with you about some things that are coming up soon here at Center Fork. We have had a committee that's been working very diligently with a couple of different companies who have been bidding on the improvements or the rebuild of our sound system in our sanctuary. And this is an excellent time for us to get that done because we're having to meet in the gym right now due to all the COVID things. And so we finally have accepted a bid and we are ready to move forward. Things are being ordered right now, even as we speak. And hopefully in the very near future, we will see the company come in, and it's Big Event Music here in town. And Brent Frazier, who owns Big Event, has worked very well with us, and we're excited to work with him him, and he is going to be doing a complete refit of our sound system, new speakers, new soundboard, lots of new things, even redoing some cables under the stage, and we're going to make our sound system sound really, really good. We've been working with kind of a patched together system for quite some time now, and I'm excited to have a totally new system that's going to sound good, work good, and make sure that everyone can hear no matter where you sit in the sanctuary. So it's a great time to get it done while we're not using that building, and by the time we are ready to use it, this will all be done and ready to roll, and I'm very excited about that. The second thing I'm excited about is our Christmas music. It's going to be different this year. Announced a couple of Sundays ago, we are going to do a virtual choir. I only have a couple of songs that we're going to do this way because it's very time consuming to put the videos together, but I have written a couple of songs that are for the choir, for anybody who wants to participate, who wants to sing in that. And if you're interested, please let me know. You can call the church office. If you have my number, you can call me, and I will get you that information. I will be trying to contact everyone, sending that out this week, hopefully, Lord willing, and we'll be getting that information out there, the 2 songs and the demos and all that. The way that's going to work is we're going to come into this studio where I'm standing now. Each person will come in, we'll use this camera that I'm recording with now, and you'll wear headphones and you will sing to the camera, and then I will mix all of those videos together and make a choir out of that. This evening, I have put together a video that's very similar to what we're going to do. It's a song that I wrote several years ago called In Harmony, and it turns out it's the almost direct quote of the sermon, some of the sermon parts on Sunday. And so I'm excited to share that with you. So here's a little sample of what a virtual choir might look like, except it's just my ugly mug all the way through it. And so hope you enjoy the song and the message of it, and it goes right along with what Brother Scott preached on Sunday, and it even goes right along with our lesson tonight. I hope we have a great evening, church. Thank you so much for all that you do for us, and we'll see you.
Whoever would love life and see good days must keep his tongue from evil ways, and speak only truth and do only good, and live for peace as his word says we should. In harmony, let's live together in harmony. Love your brother with compassion, be humble and serve together in harmony. The eyes of the Lord are on those who are righteous. He listens to their fervent prayers. But for those who do evil, the Lord is against them. So turn to the Lord, he will meet you there. In harmony, let's live together in harmony. Love your brother with compassion, be humble and serve together in harmony, in harmony, in harmony. Let's live together in harmony. Love your brother with compassion. Be humble and serve together in harmony. In harmony.
Welcome to the midweek update. I just want to share a report from a mission trip I recently took. As you know, with the coronavirus going on, I'm not able to go into the prison. And so God opened up a door and an opportunity recently for me to go to Kentucky. So September the 10th through September the 16th, I was in Somerset, Kentucky, helping on a building project entitled Friends Helping Friends, was building a mission house. And it's just a good time of fellowship and just seeing old friends and meeting new friends and just being able to help friends in the ministry and just being able to hopefully honor and glorify God. While I was there on Sunday, I just went to church with the rest of the group. And when the service was over with, I did not know that the man leading this project had told the pastor that I was involved in prison ministry. So at the end of the service, the pastor asked me if I wanted to share. And so I got up he gave me a couple minutes to kind of tell about what I do. And so I was able to share just a little bit about the ministry I'm involved in. And later, after the service was over with, he said, next time you're up in Somerset, he goes, let me know and I'll give you an opportunity to do a full presentation. So I thank God for that opportunity, because I went just to help build a building, and God opened up a door for me to share the ministry. Also, while I was there was a couple that I sort of know a little bit from Mount Pleasant, Texas area, and they were up there, and Todd said, I'm the chairman of our missions committee. If you'll give me some information on your ministries, I'll present it to the church. And I didn't have a lot of stuff with me, but I ended up sending some stuff later that week. And he sent me a message, it's been about a week ago now, that their church has voted to support me. So I just praise God for that. Also, another opportunity that God opened up. My wife and I recently went to Louisiana to an event down at Camp Glenwood, which is a ABA church camp, and they had an event called Senior Day, where it's for senior adults, and they had a man come from Mississippi to share a message, and they had a fish fry, and they had a Southern Gospel concert. Well, they'd asked Tony and I to stay over and go to church with them on Sunday, so we went to church Sunday, and it had to be a church that I know the pastor from going to the Louisiana State Association meeting. And he told me that sometime he'd like for me to come down there and share my ministry with that church. So I just thank God for these opportunities of opening up for me to be able to share the ministry. So just keep that in prayer. While we're talking about prison ministry for a minute, hopefully this week they're going to make a decision on letting volunteers and visitors back in. And so just pray that will happen, because I am looking forward to being back in to the prisons. So with that, I want to talk today, as I do a devotion, unity. If we ever needed unity, it's today. This country is so divided and so divisive. And so I just want to talk about unity for a few minutes. I'll be reading from Psalm 133. I'll be reading out of the New King James. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious oil upon the head running down on the beard of Aaron, running down on the edge of his garments. It is like the dew of Hermon descending upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Lord commanded the blessing, life forevermore. What is unity? I looked up, see what the dictionary says about unity, and some of the things I've seen, it says oneness, the state or fact of being one undivided entity, agreement, harmony, a single undivided thing seen as complete in itself. This psalm is about joy of harmonious relationships. David stated that harmony is pleasant and precious, and it is. I like when we're in unity with one another and things are pleasant and going well. Unfortunately, harmony does not abound in the church as it should. There's a lot of churches that have problems that split because people are divided, and we need to be in one spirit and one accord, as the New Testament tells us. People disagree and cause division over unimportant issues. There's some things in the church that are important and we need to be in agreement on, but then there's some things that's not that important and it shouldn't matter. But a lot of times we have problems and disagree and have division because of unimportant issues. Some delight in causing tension by discrediting others. Before we talk about somebody, we need to pray, because we all go through different things. We're all going through different things. We never know what somebody's got going on in their life, and that might be the way they acting the way they are. It may not be the normal behavior, but it could be because of something going on. And so before we start judging and discrediting them, we need to pray for them and show them love, Christian love. Harmony or unity is important because it makes the church a positive example to the world and helps draw others to us. We need to be in harmony and unity in the church. We need to be an example to the world. We are ambassadors of Christ into the world. And I say this all the time when I'm at prison. We may be the only Jesus some people ever see. We may be the only Bible some people ever read. And I don't know about you, but I want to be the type of Jesus and the type of Bible that people want. And so we need to be good examples of what it's like to get along, cause people to want to know, man, what's going on at your church? I want to be a part of that. And if we have confusion and division, we're not going to draw people. They're not going to want to come here. So we need to be a positive example. It also helps us to cooperate as a body of believers as God meant us to be, giving us a foretaste of heaven. We need to cooperate. We need to pray and ask God to help us to work together, because we're in this together. There's no big I's and little U's, but we're all one. It also renews and revitalizes ministry because there is less tension to sap our energy. But living in harmony doesn't mean that we will agree on everything. There will be many opinions, just as there are many notes in a musical chord. We're not going to agree on everything. We're all going to have our opinion, but we need to pray and ask God to help us before we voice our opinion. I get myself in trouble a lot because a lot of times I'll speak before I pray, and then I cause a bigger mess. But we must agree on our purpose in life. That is to work together for God. We have a lot of opportunities here at Center Fort Baptist Church that we can be involved in part of many things. Not only worship service, but also we have youth ministry, we have children's ministry, we have the MBSF, we have prison ministry, we have missionary wives, Sunday school. We have all out. Those are all opportunities for us to work together for God and further His kingdom. Our outward expression of unity will reflect our inward unity of purpose. So what we have on the outside is a reflection of what's on the inside. If we don't have unity on the inside, we're not going to have unity on the outside. People will be able to see that and know that we're not what we say we are. So I just want to encourage you, let's live together in unity, work together, worship together in unity, and just be in one accord. And make sure that God is number one. Remember that we are ambassadors for Christ, and what people see is a reflection of who we are and what we represent. So just thank you for listening. I hope and pray it's been a blessing and encouragement to you. Thank you, and God bless.